What's up guys? In this video, I want to talk about why it's almost always advantageous to pay a premium for quality real estate. Stick around to the end because I will tell you why, or I guess how I ended up doing the exact opposite and paid the price for doing so. I'm that Agent Kelly. I talk about real estate. I talk about real estate investing. I talk about Vancouver, mindset, business, and all of that stuff. If you get any value or entertainment from these videos, all I ask is that you thumbs up and subscribe. Let's get into the video. Now, if you're somebody who's looking to buy their first property or their first rental property, I would almost always advise to pay a premium for quality instead of just getting into something as cheap as possible. If this is your first property or first investment property, you're probably working with a lower budget and you may be tempted to get something a little bit cheaper just to get the ball rolling. This might be a 40 to 50-year-old 1 or 2 bedroom condo with no in-suite laundry, a 40-year-old townhome with a carport instead of a garage, or a 50-year-old house on a 4,500 square foot lot. Whatever it may be, these properties are tempting at face value because the cash flow numbers on them might look a little bit better, as well as the fact that it's a lower upfront capital expenditure to get into these properties. However, there are a couple issues that I want to address when getting into these properties, and probably why I wouldn't suggest any of my clients to buy one of these properties. The first one being long-term appreciation. As we all know, the actual structure or the building located on the property doesn't actually appreciate. The land appreciates, but the structure itself is a depreciating asset. This is why, if you didn't know this, when you go to do your taxes, you can actually depreciate the cost of your real estate, just the structure itself, 4%. Every single year, and use that as a write-off towards your yearly income. So when you're buying a condo or townhome that's 40 years old and you don't actually own the land itself, the value of the building has pretty much completely depreciated and it's past its economic life by the time you're buying it. Typically, the economic life is deemed to be about 25 years. They obviously last longer than that, but the economic life is 25 years. That's why they depreciate it 4% every year. Times that by 25, that's 100% depreciation. They still appreciate, just at a much, much lower rate than a newer condo or townhome would. However, there are some exceptions to this, like a 1995 rancher-style townhome with a double-car garage. If it's fully renovated, those will always be very desirable just because the way they build townhomes now doesn't really provide people enough space for their families. So a lot of people opt into buying those 90s-style rancher townhomes because the layouts are still really nice. Or even an older loft condo that's just something super, super unique. Those are probably going to appreciate well, assuming that the strata has been run properly and that's in good condition. But overall, they're going to appreciate much less than, say, a condo or townhome that's brand new, at least over the next 10 years. The second thing that's more important, in my opinion, is the buyer pool. When it comes to having to resell these properties later on, there is a much smaller buyer pool looking to buy these kinds of properties. So they will not sell in a slower market, or if they do sell in a slower market, the price is going to have to be right, if you understand what I'm saying. You're likely going to have to sell it a lot less than what the deemed market value is because the demand for the product at that time is very, very low, because typically in a down market, there's more inventory, there's less demand, there's more stuff for buyers to choose from. So why would they choose the less quality product when they can already get the good quality product for a little bit cheaper? By buying quality product, you are essentially capturing the largest portion of the buyer pool that you can possibly get. Quality product, at least here in Vancouver, will almost always sell in any given market. And the reason why that's important, especially for really anything, is just you want to have that flexibility. Real estate is already so illiquid as it is. It's hard enough to sell and like complete a transaction and move that money elsewhere. There's really no need to make it any harder than it already is. The last thing you want is to be caught holding the bag when you need to sell or want to sell. Maybe a stock just sold off 50% that you wanted to get into. Well, now if you're holding a less quality condo that you cannot sell in this market, that you'll have to sell at a massive discount, it doesn't make sense to sell this condo to then buy into that stock. So you're really, really limiting your future options when you buy less quality product. Take me for an example. My first condo, which I still live in right now, is a 1983 apartment in Abbotsford with no in-suite laundry. It's fully renovated, but the building sucks. So yes, I could have sold it in the hot market and then moved into a detached home or a townhome. The problem back then was that the spread between the condo to a detached home was massive, so it didn't make sense. Today, it makes sense to sell your condo and move up into a detached home because condos are down 80 grand, detached homes are down like $450,000. You're making up a massive spread by moving from a condo to a detached home. However, because my condo is bottom tier quality, it will not sell in a market like this. So I have to change my plans now to live here long enough that I can save up a down payment to just buy another detached house and then rent out that condo until the market is hot again, where that product will actually be able to sell. Who knows when the market's gonna be hot again? That could be 5, 6, 7 years from now. And had I just paid an extra 60 grand when I bought that condo, I would have been able to buy something almost brand new. My condo today, since I bought it in 2017, it's up about $50,000. Had I just paid the extra 60 grand and bought the more quality product, I'd probably be up $150,000. So not only that, I'd have a lot more options today with what I actually wanna do with that condo as opposed to I'm holding the bag now. So this is just my opinion. Obviously, everybody's own personal situation is different. Every condo is different. Everything is different all the time. But if you enjoyed this video, all I ask, thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.